Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have another very different video for you, but I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so first off, I want to thank everybody for all of the responses that I get to the Turner Syndrome videos I do, and just all of the love and support for talking about it, and how helpful it's been for you guys is really encouraging for me. And I think that's my favorite part now of those videos, is getting to hear in the comments another person's story, getting to hear their experiences of the same things I've gone through or am going through. And I love it. It has me so excited every time, and it just gets me that much more encouraged for the next Turner Syndrome video. So with that in mind, thanks to a very awesome comment I got the other day, I wanted to do a video kind of addressing it. So I got a comment that asked how to approach the conversation of infertility with their daughter that was like 12 years old. That was pretty young. So I thought I would kind of share how my mom talked to me about it, how she told me, and my ideas and my way in my mind I would approach that conversation if me and my mom's roles were reversed, and I was the mom talking to my daughter about her more than likely not being able to have kids the natural way. So first off, my mom told me about me having Turner syndrome when I was 9.5, almost 10, and it was because I had started asking questions. I had a friend that kind of was noticing differences as we got older, and so it went beyond the I was short to why are you still that much shorter than me, or why is your neck shaped that way, and things that I think I noticed, but it was very much like, well, I'm just different, I'm just me, I don't look strangely in comparison to my family. I look very much like my family, actually. Me and my mom look a ton alike if you put us next to each other. And I have a lot of my dad in me, and me and my brothers, it's obvious that we're all siblings. So I always just thought of it as, well, I look like me. Yeah, I'm slightly different, I just look like me. But she pointed out things that were also things that were different from my family. Don't get me wrong, my family is not tall people at all. Would not have been super tall, but I also wouldn't have been as short as I am. I wouldn't have been tall, but I also wouldn't have been this on the short side. Things like that. I was like, oh, well, and I didn't know how to explain my neck. I guess I kind of noticed it, but not really. And then I started noticing more things, and as I noticed more things, I asked more questions. That was when she realized, okay, she's ready for this conversation. She's asking questions. It's time for her to know and to explain it to her. So she explained Turner syndrome. She said Turner syndrome. She told me what it meant on the chromosomal level. And then she started listing the things that it did, the things that it changed for me. She said it means you're going to be on medicine probably for a lot of your life. It means you'll have checkups a lot of your life. It means you're going to be watched health-wise a lot closer than most people you know. And it means you will need help to have kids, that you won't be able to have a baby on your own. And at first, I think what I was picturing was regular IVF, and I didn't have the concept of I couldn't even produce the egg. That there was no way I was going to biologically be able to, and past the point of being able to biologically, there was nothing that they could do for me. So that was the first way she kind of broached that subject, was I would need help and I couldn't have kids on my own. I would say that's a pretty fair explanation for a 10-year-old, because there's only so much you're really going to be able to wrap your brain around. And even just the concept of needing help is a big thing to wrap your brain around. So that was how she approached it at first. That was what she said. And then as I got older, as we had more conversations, as I asked more questions, she got more into it from, well, you know, you're probably not going to start your period on your own. And you're going to need to be on hormones. And you would be able to use an egg donor. So it could be your husband's child, but you would need an egg for your side of it. And so they can get somebody that looks like your twin, that looks so much like you, but it's not going to be your egg. So it'll be your husband's biologically, but not yours. But you would have the baby. You would be able to be pregnant and give birth. And that was, in the best scenario, IVF with egg donation, which is absolutely something we've considered and talked about, and I would love to do someday. The biggest concept that she was able to help me wrap my brain around is that it wasn't going to happen on its own, and I was needing to prepare myself for needing the help. And at that point, when I started asking those questions and me and her started having those conversations, she didn't even have any way of knowing how many options there are now. She was probably thinking just IVF or adoption. And I think I want to do a whole other video on what all of the options actually are, because there's so many more beyond that now. But even just then, those were amazing options, and now there's more options than she probably even dreamed of me being able to have. So it's even an easier of a conversation. And actually, I was talking to her the other day and I said, you know, did you even anticipate how much work this would be to help me through this when I got older? And she was like, well, there's way more options than I even expected there to be for you. So that part of it's been easier, actually. There's so many options. Nowadays, for girls like us, there's no way not being able to physically conceive naturally on your own stops you from being a mom at all. There's so many options. There's so much beauty in all of those options. What I said in the comment that I kind of wanted to put in video form also for other people that it might help is the best way to approach that conversation if you are a parent of a girl with Turner syndrome, or you have a close family member that has it, or you have a really close friend whose child has it, is showing them the beauty of the options they have. Show them how beautiful of a thing adoption is. Show them how amazing foster care is and how much of a need there is for that, and how great of a work that is to do those things. Show them the beauty in the options they do have and help them not to see it as a bad thing. Help them to embrace what they will have it look like for them. Because my mom was very good about making sure I didn't forget that it was going to look different for me. And for me, it's been easy for me to get a mindset of, well, we don't know yet. We don't know what it's gonna look like yet, because of how light my case is. However, that doesn't necessarily mean anything as far as conceiving, because as I've said, everything can be different. So just because I look fine in every other way, that doesn't mean I got as lucky when it comes to infertility. Biggest lesson I've had, and the biggest advice I can give to parents needing to broach that subject with their daughter who has Turner syndrome, or even just advice for women with Turner syndrome to be able to hold on to, is remind yourself and help find the beauty and embrace the beautiful options that you do have. Remind yourself it's not a no. It's in no way close to a no. And remind yourself that those options are just as beautiful. And for your daughter, help her to embrace that, normalize that so she doesn't feel so different, and remind her what beautiful options she does have, so it's not in a negative light that you're looking at it. Rather than seeing it as, I can't have kids on my own, it's, I have the choice of adopting. And that's a really beautiful thing. And instead of, I can't have kids on my own, it's, I can adopt. And it's just flipping it on its head, putting the positive instead of negative. And I would start that conversation of embracing and showing the beauty of the options she does have from the very get-go, so that she has all of that time built up of really learning about it, of really embracing it, and really having the opportunity to understand it and process that and not see it as a downfall. Be able to have that time to find all of the things about it that she loves. And I think that's a really great way to start. So I've thought about doing like a whole parent series maybe, and like different advice for talking to your Turner syndrome daughter about different Turner syndrome things. If that is something there would be interest in, definitely like this video and leave me a comment letting me know, and I will for sure get to work on that, because that has been something I've really been thinking about. I hope this video helped you. I hope it gave you some advice and gave you some food for thought for the future, or something to help you right now if you need it right now. And leave me any questions you might have, any other situations that you've come up to that you're kind of not sure how to handle, things like that. I would love to be of help and see what people are going through, what people are thinking about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, click the screen and subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!